Yeah, good evening everyone. So look at the questions for today. Who is the host? Sumant, can you ask me to make? Can you ask me to make the co-host? I need to be co-host.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Who is the host? Vijay.
Host is with the admin only, sir.
Who is that? Vijay.
He has
Ask
to make.
him, ask him to make me co-host. No?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. See the first question. How can the mountain ecosystem be restored from negative impact of development initiatives and tourism? Okay, so try to understand the question in detail. It's a 250-word question. So how can the mountain ecosystem be restored from the negative impact of development initiatives and tourism? So what are the negative impacts of development initiatives? What are the negative impacts of tourism? And what is the impact they're creating on the mountain ecosystem and how to restore? So all these side headings should be there and then a way forward. So just take a couple of minutes. Yeah. Why no response? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Good points, Sumant and Shanta Prasad. So it's a essay type question, obviously 250 words question. How can the mountain ecosystem be restored from the negative impact of the development initiatives and tourism? So basically, you have to project the negative impact of development initiatives, tourism, and also give solutions how they can be restored. And then in the conclusion, you need to write about the sustainable development. Okay. So coming to the core demand of the question, mountain ecosystem, and then negative impact of development initiatives, negative impact of tourism, and then finally restoration. So this is how you need to mind map the question so that you understand the important dimensions of the demand of the question. So in the introduction, you can write the mountain ecosystems are fragile in nature and can be easily vulnerable to any kind of human interventions. In view of maintaining the requirement is they have to be restored. Okay. Coming to the body, you will write, because it's a 250 words, you can say, you can talk about the need of mountain ecosystem or the role played by mountain ecosystem Okay, but first you can say role played by mountain ecosystem. What is the role played by mountain ecosystem? So if you take the context of India, the Himalayas act as the they stop the cold Siberian winds. They stop the cold Siberian winds. They provide you the perennial rivers like Ganges. They moderate the climate and offer protection to various species, so on and so forth. So this is a role played by the mountain ecosystem. Okay, they influence the hydrological cycle, obviously. They influence the hydrological cycle. So all these are very important parts of the mountain ecosystem, important aspects of the mountain ecosystem. So first is what is the negative impact? So what are they asking? They are asking you the impact of development initiatives. So impact of development initiatives. Impact of development initiatives. So what are the impact of development initiatives? What are the development initiatives? Construction of dams. Construction of dams, bridges, roads. Okay, all these are impacting the mountain ecosystem. These are impacting the mountain ecosystem. And also hydropower plants and illegal constructions on the mountains. Okay, so all these development initiatives are disturbing the fragile ecosystem and also impacting the natural balance. They are impacting the natural balance. So obviously it will have a direct impact on the stability of these mountain ecosystems. And then impact due to tourism. So what is the impact due to tourism? So basically the tourism is not eco-friendly. And lot of littering like plastic wastage, okay, and human wastage on mountains. And then extensive development of hotels and also human settlements. When there is more tourism, obviously there will be more human settlement. So all these are impacting again the balance of the mountains. So these are the impacts which created by tourism. And so what is the outcome? Outcome of this impact is the natural CO2 sinking capacity of the mountains is reducing. Their albedo, that is the reflectivity index, is decreasing. The ice is melting more and more, which is resulting in loss of glaciers, landslides, earthquakes, and finally loss in the biodiversity, and also directly impacting the climate change. So what need to be done to restore the mountain ecosystem? What needs to be done to restore the mountain ecosystem? Plan the development projects in sustainable way and avoid these projects wherever possible. If we see the case of Uttarakhand, when this particular disaster happened, there was dam for every almost 1.52 kilometer. So obviously the natural drainage and the natural flow of water is disturbed, which is again going to impact the natural balance of the ecosystem. Moreover, hydropower plants require a lot of infrastructure before they being set up. So it is again going to impact the mountain ecosystem. So much construction activity happening is not going to be good for the health of the mountain ecosystem. Ecotourism and planned tourism, not free tourism. Everyone can go at all the time. No, planned tourism means allow certain number of people in a certain day. It's already happening at Rohtang Pass. So same should be implemented across all the mountain ecosystems. Okay. And then ecologically sensitive zones should not be disturbed. Should not be disturbed. And promote afforestation. No deforestation. Afforestation should be promoted. Banning of shifting agriculture or the Jum agriculture. Ban shifting agriculture, shifting cultivation. And detect and protect the sensitive species in these areas. So these are some of the solutions. You whatever solutions you want, you can give, and the conclusion can be that maintaining the serenity of the mountain ecosystem can help in mitigating lot of natural disasters like earthquakes, landslides, and also man-made disaster like climate change. Sustainability in everything is going to be the way of life. Clear? So you see, almost I myself have written close to 200 words or 150 words, and if you expand, you will get 250 words. So see, the more than the content of the answers, I would call upon you people to see the structure. What are the various dimensions we are covering? We have started with the role played by the mountains, though it is not asked by the question. If it's a 150 word question, you will not answer this. You'll straight away come to this part. By now, you should know this, that for 250 words, we are trying to include certain dimensions. The dimensions are obviously relevant to the question, not something which is relevant to the question. So this is the core demand. From here, the core demand starts. Impact due to tourism, and then the outcome again. So if it's a 150 word question, maybe you can directly go here. So you have to plan how to answer which type of question. You can directly come here, but since it's a 250 word question, we are saying outcome and then how to restore and then conclusion. See, almost 5 to 6 dimensions we have covered in such an answer. Clear?
Yes.
Sir, I actually in the starting we have emphasized on like what are the what are the benefits accruing out of mountain ecosystem. Also, we have also stressed enough on the impact due to tourism. But the question is, how do we actually minimize the negative impact? No, sir. So, can we straight? Can we straight come to the point? What are the different ways? For example, the government is already doing different initiatives. If for Himalayan ecosystem, they have a different action plan. For West Ghats, there is
Ecologically sensitive zone.
yes, sir, ecologically sensitive zones, go and no go zones.
Yes.
Also, there is one committee name I'm unable to recollect, sir.
Gadgil committee. Gadgil committee.
Yes, sir, Madhav Gadgil committee. So
Yeah.
Madhav Gadgil committee recommendations they're implementing.
Exactly.
So and there are initiatives suggested by UNFCCC explicitly for mountain ecosystem protection. So can instead of actually writing the above two parts, is there any are we going to lose marks if we directly come to the demand in the body after briefly explaining all of it, the impact and the benefits out of mountain ecosystem in the intro very briefly, and directly coming into what are the different initiatives already in place and what needs to be done?
See, if you have so many points in the restore, how to restore the mountain ecosystem, you have n number of points, then you can definitely do that. Say ultimately, the question is that how can the mountain ecosystem be restored from the negative impact of development initiatives and tourism? Okay, so we are trying to explain that why do you want to restore the mountain ecosystem? So that's what I'm saying, right? If it's a 150 word answer, whatever dimensions you are saying 1, 2, 3 are right. In 250 words, even though you write all the points you know about the restoration or the mitigation of negative impact, you may still fall short of the answer. So this is a model answer. But if you have enough points which can make 250 words, or at least say 200, 210 words, and it can create equal impact, then you are at liberty to choose whatever sections in this particular answer. Obviously, the most relevant parts are the ones which I have already highlighted. Impact of development initiatives, impact of tourism, and then obviously the restoration of the mountain ecosystem or mitigation. Here I am calling it restoration. If you want to say that, mitigation of negative impact by these two. Okay. So these three are the most important dimensions, and obviously the conclusion and introduction. If you can manage with this and come to 200 words, very good. I'm saying in case if you are not able to make up, then obviously without losing the relevance in the answer, because you should not look out of the place, these are the dimensions which you can include and still make a lot of sense, because you are not crossing the demand of the question. Okay, Suman.
Yes, sir, got it, sir. And what you said is right, sir. Like because when I thought I was instantaneously, it is difficult to recollect so many points.
See, if you write in the exam, see, now I could make 250 words. Maybe even if I write the exam, I can come only up to 200 words or 150, 170 words. Then what I should do? And in 150 word answer, it is very easy for me because I have a lot of content and I am already running out of space. So I can pick my points in 150 word question. But in the challenge comes in 15 marker.
Yes, sir. Correct, sir.
Okay. So
Yes,
that's
sir.
why the challenge is 15 marker, and more so when the question is direct. Here the question is direct. So they are not asking you significance of mountain ecosystem and all. So we are just trying to make some space where we are trying to show the examiner that, boss, this is also a dimension which has to be known to understand the importance of mountain ecosystem, because you want us to answer why there has to be restoration. That means there is some degradation. With degradation, what is happening? With restoration, what will happen?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good answer. Fragile zones from tourism. Good. Environmental impact analysis. Good. Okay. See the next question. I think we are running out of time, but then one good thing is, if you see the 47 and 48, both are same questions. Do you agree or not? See the
Yes,
47
sir.
and 48 questions. Yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Same, sir.
So we'll discuss one among them, and
Yes,
then you
sir.
can just try to make answer for other thing. See the
Yeah.
46th question. Mention the global occurrence of volcanic eruptions in 2021 and their impact on regional environment. So global occurrences of volcanic eruption. You see the kind of factual questions. Unfortunately, UPSC is also going in that way. Okay, but then we have to be aware, because it is simply called as current affairs. Current affairs. Okay. Mention the global occurrence of volcanic eruptions in 2021 and their impact on regional environment. Just answer this by taking 5 minutes. Yeah. See the question. Mention the global occurrence of volcanic eruptions in 2021. So this first part is the factual question and their impact on regional environment. So 150 words. So in the first half, you mention the global occurrences of volcanic eruptions in 2021. Okay. Yes. True. Mount Etna in Italy. Okay. It is called Mount Etna in Italy, Antarctica, Indonesia, and also in Russia. Okay. So also there were certain eruptions in Hawaii. Yes, yes, Shanta Prasad. Hawaii. So if you can draw a map or show it. Okay. So volcanic eruptions, its impact on regional environment. Regional environment. So first part is, yes, you can define what is a volcanic eruption. So definition as given by Suman. Volcanic eruption is the expelling of hot magma from inside the earth's surface to outside. Okay, and then it generally occurs at subduction zones. Generally is like, most of the cases there can be deviations to this also. In the body, you will come and say recent volcanic eruptions like Italy, Indonesia, and then Hawaii, Antarctica. So if you can draw a world map, you can draw, or simply, maybe you can just draw like this and say that this is Antarctica, Italy, Indonesia. Just say this is India and this is Hawaii. So this is also fine. So this is also fine, because drawing a world map also is a very challenging thing. Okay. And then impact on regional environment. So what does a volcanic eruption do for the regional environment? What a volcanic eruption do for a regional environment? First is it impacts huge dust or huge dust out, okay, which disrupts the local weather, and also it disturbs the air traffic. We know that when Mount Etna was erupting, the entire European air traffic was impacts the air traffic, and then obviously the travel. Okay, it sends some of the harmful gases outside, which impacts the global warming. Obviously the global warming may be increased because of certain gases. Okay, it disturbs the families and also the infrastructure which are located around these volcanic mountains. Okay, so some positive things is, when this magma cools down, it may lead to some of the world's fertile soils, but this is a other outcome. Okay, these are the things. So up to here you have already answered the demand of the question. Since the question is open-ended, try to say what we need to do to mitigate the volcanic activity, mitigation measures to face the volcanic activity. Reduce the settlements in and around the volcanic mountain. Geotag the locations. And inform the people beforehand. Okay, proper rehabilitation strategy, and then increasing awareness and trained manpower. And then in the conclusion you will write, the volcanic eruptions are part of the natural disasters for which the mankind has to be prepared for, and this requires a strategy across various agencies and and the climate change seems to be making the volcanic eruptions more frequent. Fine.
Yes.
Clear?
Yes, sir. Sir, one thing I heard it when one of the topper was saying some easy ways to secure marks in geography is to use the jargon. If we have to talk people, we can write inhabitants.
Yeah.
If we have to write rainfall, then we can write precipitation. All this.
Precipitation. If you want to track disasters, talk about mitigation, rehabilitation,
Yes, sir.
risk
Yes.
reduction. So whenever a disaster management question comes, always implement this. I think we have spoken in disaster management also, right? PMRR,
Yes, sir.
prevention, mitigation, risk reduction, and then rehabilitation. So this is in line with the Sendai framework. So talk about Sendai framework, talk about the tectonics, plate tectonics. You can say volcanic eruption happens because of plate tectonics. That's why in the introduction I use the word subduction zone. So the moment that subduction zone is seen by the examiner, he understands, okay, fine, he knows convergent boundaries, he knows divergent boundaries. So it is like you have to, obviously, if you are writing a polity answer, if you have to write a parliament is in session, you can say parliament is not conducted. These are very informal ways, but parliament is in session, ordinance has been promulgated, government has promulgated ordinance instead of issued ordinance. Promulgated is nothing but issued. So those are the jargons which obviously will help you secure better marks. And then you have to be, the more you digest the subject, the better will be your jargon in addressing the questions. Absolutely agree with that, because that will make a lot of difference. Sumant.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
It's not written. Mahesh, you wrote the second answer.
Sir, I have written, sir.
This is also a good point. Ash reflects the solar radiation and has, because of volcanic activity, that area becomes temporarily cooler. Okay, good. But you have written very limited points, Mahesh.
Yes, sir.
You just see our answer. Okay, you
Yes,
are
sir.
new to the exercise, so I'm not, but the suggestion to you is you are having good points, so try to make a better answer and try to follow the framework approach which we discussed. Okay,
Sir.
if you want to look at the framework approach, you can see some of our previous videos. We have
Yes, sir.
extensively, the initial 5 to 10 or maybe up to 1 month, we have extensively discussed the framework.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir.
See the last question. So 47th and 48th are the same. Bring out the causes for more frequent landslides in Himalayas than in Western Ghats. It is more about it is the comparison between Himalayas and Western Ghats in this particular question. Himalayas are more prone to landslides. Discuss the causes and suggest suitable measures. So here it is only causes. You have to draw the comparison table. Here it is suggest suitable measures. So we'll discuss Himalayas, Western Ghats, and then measures of Himalayas. So all the 2 questions will be covered. Clear? Take just 1 minute. Yeah. See the question. Bring out the causes for more frequent landslides in Himalayas than in Western Ghats. And obviously the next is, what are the preventive strategies? Yeah, good points. So in the first question, you have to write the differences. Okay. You have to write the differences. So I'm just clubbing both the questions. Obviously, the content will be same. In the 48th question, you will write more about Himalayas. In the 47th question, you will compare between them. Are you clear about it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Himalayas versus Western Ghats. This is the 47th question. And then 48th question is Himalayas, why they are prone to more landslides? What can be done as a preventive measure? So this is 48. So in the introduction, you will write, you'll obviously, as some of you have said, landslide definition is the movement of mass movement, in fact, mass movement of rocks and other debris, sometimes with soil, etc., which comes down a slope, which comes down a slope with lot of speed and velocity, with speed. Okay. So obviously, Himalaya in the 47th question, both in 47th and 48th question, you can draw the India map. So yes, I have mastered the India map, but I am not Shanta. I could not master the world map. Shanta, are you drawing the world map? In how much time you are drawing the world map?
Sir, drawing only the map, it's taking 50 to 60 seconds, sir. But identification, another one.
Uh, but you have somehow, you're making a very good this thing. What others feel?
Sir, I cannot work out those shapes. Like I tried learning it, but
Shanta has somehow mastered
Sir,
it.
yes, sir. We can draw it, sir.
Okay, good, good, good. See, if you have that skill, you can definitely draw. Okay, see, even I can draw North America like these, or South America, then Africa. But then definitely, if you can draw much neater, it is good. So this is how I can draw an India map in 5 seconds. For me, it should look like India. That's all. It should not. I am not bothered about the latitudes, longitudes. Is it having exactly so much square kilometers? Not at all required. If it is making sense of India or not. Okay. That's why, for a safety reason, I am putting more of POK into India. So that the examiner doesn't get offended. Okay. Anyhow. So see, these are Himalayas, these are Western Ghats. So you can say this is Himalaya is right at the seismic zone. And we all know that Himalayas have come out from Tethys Sea. Tethys Sea, and they are still young and fold mountains, which are the prominent plate, which is at the prominent plate, and there is continuously subduction. See, the choice of words I am using in describing the uh, landslides at Himalaya, I'm using all the prominent and important subduction. And since Himalayas are present at the convergent boundaries, they are more prone to landslides. So I can simply say in Himalayas are colliding and all, but see, I'm saying they are prominent plate and they are the subduction zone. They are coming from the Tethys Sea. They are young mountains. They are still raising in height, and all these. And then I'm finally saying, since they are the convergence zone, there are a lot of, it is prone to landslides and earthquakes. Okay. And also, there is more tourism in Himalayas, more population density in and around Himalayas. Okay. And there is obviously pollution, which is impacting the Himalayas more. Impacting Himalayas more. Okay. and there is less vegetation or tree cover in Himalayas because they are snow mountains, and hence there is no enough support because trees support the soil. Soil will hold the rocks, we know that. So, and then there are also a lot of development projects in Himalayas which are impacting this. Okay, and when it comes to Western Ghats, they are relatively older, relatively less inhabited, not the surroundings, but the Western Ghats themselves. And also, they are having more tree cover, lesser development, less pollution. So all these are important aspects and differences between Himalayas and Western Ghats. Okay, coming to the second part of the question. Second question, what are the preventive measures? What are the preventive measures to make Himalayas? Okay, you can, for the both of them, you can add climate change as a dimension. Preventive measures, obviously, use of technology. This is specially for Himalaya question. Use of technology. Okay, and then eco-friendly tourism. Use of technology here means satellites, geotagging, eco-friendly tourism, reducing unnecessary development. I'm not saying development. Reduce unnecessary development means just because of for the sake of development, don't do that. Okay, and then economic impact assessment before development. In Himalaya, you can write declare ecologically sensitive zones like Western Ghats and track their progress. And then, as Suman said, implement the recommendations of UNFCCC. Okay. So all these are prominent, important aspects with regard to Himalayas and their preventions. So conclusion, you can write Himalayas, which are referred to as third pole of the earth, are very important to India's weather patterns, livelihood, and also sustainable development. The need of the hour is to make sure they are protected from man-made disasters or man-made this thing. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Clear, Sumant and Anil?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Is it zone 5? Himalayas are in zone 5? In what zone are the Himalayas? They are in zone 5 only. Okay. Where are the Western Ghats? Anil?
Sir, I missed the dimension.
Huh? You are focusing more on Himalayas. Where are the Western
Yes,
Ghats?
sir.
Completely, you have merged. This may be true for the 48th question, but 47th you have to carry equal percentage, at least 60-40 Himalayas and Western Ghats. In this question, there is hardly 10% of Western Ghats. The answer may be looking beautiful, but you will not get marks for it. The points are relevant, but simply you are saying Himalayas is good for this, and this is not there in Western Ghats. It's not like that, na?
Yes, sir.
So just try to work the answer as we spoke. Okay.
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, try to implement as we spoke. Fine. So I think others are joining for that polity class. Anyhow, yeah, we'll meet on Monday evening as per our time. Okay.